Hey guys, Greg McCoy here, owner of Hidden Gym, personal trainer of 13 years, and mental performance coach. Talking to you guys today about knowing your opponent, and key twist, spoiler alert, it's you. So this came from a book that I read recently called How to Change by Katy Milkman. Definitely a recommended read if you're looking to make change. Many of you here are working on health and fitness goals, and it's our job to help you get there. So here's a strategy from that book, along with some of our own twist that I really think you guys will find impactful. So Katie opens the book by talking about something she learned from Andre Agassi and the coach that helped him turn his career around. Andre would focus on hitting winners. He was always focused on offense, focused on what he could do, just like many of us focus on what we can do. Perfect training plan, perfect diet, how much cardio, how much sleep, supplements, all of the offense. Whereas Andre and his coach flipped things around and said, offense is important, but what you really need to focus on is who you're fighting against. What's your opponent? What are his strengths and weaknesses? What are his cues? What are the things that he does before he does certain things? Learn how to beat the person across the net. Now, for us in the health and fitness space, our opponents are us, right? Our opponents are within us. But the concept is the same. If you know your biggest opponent, your strategy to defeat that opponent is different than maybe mine, because I have different opponents than you. So some opponents, think through this list, identify your top few, and ideally your number one opponent, and focus on that one first. But I'm gonna read off a few opponents that you might be dealing with: forgetfulness, laziness, impulsivity, procrastination, confidence, conformity, awareness, focus, organization, time management. Those are some of the top ones. Now, some of those on that list you probably don't struggle with, but there's undoubtedly something on that list that's going to relate to you, and your tactic is different from somebody that, say, if you deal with forgetfulness and I deal with confidence, our strategies to get to our goals are going to be different. So you need to know who your opponent is and rank them in order. So let's run through this drill a little bit. Say that your number one opponent is organization. And, training people for all these years, most clients at some point, organization rears its ugly head. They could be more organized. So if it's not your number one opponent, chances are it's in the top few. So we'll use that as an example. I'm battling organization. A few questions I could ask myself. Do I have a training plan in place? I see this one a lot. People want to train, they figure out what they're going to do when they get there. It works to a degree. Is it optimal? No. If you've got a training plan, you don't have to make all these decisions about what you're going to do. We all suffer from something called decision fatigue. It's a real thing. The people that are most successful rely on processes and habits. If you're having to constantly make decisions all day, you're relying on how you feel in that moment, and you might make a poor decision. Also, if you've got a training plan, you've got the added benefit of being able to visualize and set goals for yourself. If I know, for instance, I'm squatting tomorrow, how much do I want to squat? How much did I squat last week? Can I visualize myself being successful at that? You can really have an advantage over someone that didn't think about squats until the moment that they decided to squat 5 minutes before it happened. Do you have a written goal? Do you know where you're headed? Many people don't. They come in, they may spend 8 hours a week working out, and they haven't spent 10 minutes setting a goal for themselves. So do you have a written goal? Do you prepare meals the night before? Or do you at least have a plan for how you're going to be successful on your diet tomorrow? Maybe you don't like to do meal prep. Obviously, if you meal prep, chances of you sticking to your plan are extremely high. Number one success, or the people most successful with their diets, prepare their food in advance. It's just the truth. If you don't subscribe to that, or it's too much, you're not willing to commit to that degree, I understand, but do you at least have a plan for how you're going to be successful tomorrow? Say you've got a work lunch that you have to go to. Look at the menu before you get there and decide ahead of time what you're going to eat. Because if you just show up, you're probably going to fall victim to your cravings. You're going to fall victim to wanting to fit in to what the other people are eating around you. Chances are they don't have the same goals as you or the same discipline. So you can really eliminate a lot by mentally preparing ahead of time about what you're going to do to be successful. Is your workout in your calendar? Put it in your calendar. Commit to it. Don't let your calendar run you. You run your calendar. Put your workout in there and stick to it. You know what you want to accomplish that day. Stick to your plan. One super cool strategy that we like to coach here at Hidden Gym is called MITs, your most important tasks. Now, you need to limit this to 3 to 5 or else you really just lose the power of focus. And focus is a very powerful thing that you can use when you're trying to get to a goal. So write down the 3 to 5 things that you need to accomplish tomorrow in context to your health and fitness goals and stick to it. Examples that I like to give clients: eat 3 meals and have 2 shakes. That's a very simple diet plan that we subscribe or prescribe here a lot. 3 square meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 2 shakes in between those meals. You're going to get all your protein in. The shakes limit your hunger in meals. Frequency is there. So that's usually one of the MITs that we suggest. Complete your scheduled workout. Again, put your workout in your calendar and do it. One of your most important tasks for tomorrow. Get 7 hours of sleep or more, and drink 1 gallon of water. If you check off those 4 things, you had a great day. You won your health and fitness goals for the day. And today, plus today, plus today equals your long-term goal. You got to tackle this thing one day at a time, 1 meal at a time, 1 workout at a time. If you're looking at the whole goal, it can be overwhelming. You really just need to make 1 good decision at a time, and those chain of good decisions are going to get you where you want to go. So as you're going to see, that's an example of organization. I probably gave you 10 tips there if your opponent is organization. So you look back to the list that we originally gave you, there was probably 10 opponents. Each of those opponents has a different strategy. You can use this book, How to Change, list through probably 5 or 6 of those. Some really great strategies in this book, science-based strategies from behavioral scientists on how to combat those things. Some of those came from us. So, we're always working. You can continue to watch these videos, subscribe to the Hidden Gym social media email list for those different tactics. So until next time, you guys keep killing in the gym. We'll see you here.